right, everybody, welcome to our premiere episode of Real News, where me and John, we're going to talk about what's going on in the cinematic world that we think you need to know about or should be talking about. Today, we got some stuff we got to talk about. Disney, not sure what you're doing here. Disney announced recently that Mulan will not be coming to theaters due to the current pandemic going on in the world. They're going to be offering Mulan, the live-action remake, through Disney+. There's an article that was put out by Games Radar where it kind of talks about Black Widow is also rumored to be coming to the streaming service, but it's not. Mulan's actually a one-off movie at this point where they're going to be showing it. I just want to go over a couple things and give our thoughts because I think we have some things to contribute to this conversation. So the article starts out: Mulan is going straight to Disney Plus on September 4th for $29.99. Okay. You're
30 big ones.
Yeah. So issue right off the bat, right? You're paying $10 a month or whatever your subscription is for Disney Plus. On top of your subscription, Disney is allowing you the privilege to rent Mulan live action for an additional $30 on top of your $10 subscription.
Rent.
Not own.
Not own, not
rent.
buy. And they also haven't said, or I haven't heard yet, how long you're going to have it for. Is it going to be like a 24-hour thing, a 48-hour thing?
Right. So,
because normally these things that you rent are normally for like 24 hours or say, right?
Right.
But they're normally like 10, I think, or 5 or something like that.
Right.
This is going to be $30, which is as much as it is to purchase the movie, usually for 4K Disney movie.
So I want to go into this, right? So the article, Games Radar, they continue to go, we're fortunate that we have the opportunity to bring it into our own direct-to-consumer platform so consumers can enjoy it. This is the new Disney CEO, Bob Chapek. We're looking... Chapek? Chapek? Is that how you say it?
Yes.
I don't care. But we're looking at Mulan as a one-off. It's not Bob Iger, so I really don't care. But we're looking at Mulan as a one-off in terms as opposed to trying to say that there's some new business window modeling that we're looking at. So Mulan is a one-off. Right there is a problem. Right there is a goddamn problem. You are full of crap, my friend. This is an experiment. Wholeheartedly, this is an experiment. If they can do this once, what's to say they're not going to do it again? They're not going to say, all right, well, we got them once with Mulan. Let's throw out another maybe slightly underwhelming Disney movie for $30. They're going to do it. They're going to 100% do that. I don't want to hear that nonsense. That's a bold-faced lie from Disney right there.
Well, yeah, and here's my huge thing right there, too. Mm-hmm. They say it's a one-off, right?
Right.
Now, we
claim
we know Disney doesn't do one-offs. They're going, if Mulan comes out and it makes an extraordinary amount on Disney Plus, because you still have to have Disney Plus going for this. And if this makes a lot of money, there's no doubt in my mind that they start doing this with all of their movies.
Right. And
not because what they have to pay for them to go into theaters and stuff, and the amount of more people that they can connect with this, where it's so much easier to just click buy on there to watch it in your house. So many more people are going to do that.
Yeah, and I want to continue. So they go on, right? Mulan was originally set for a March release before being delayed several times and then removed from release schedule entirely, marks a new temporary direction for Disney, one that it's keen to learn from. We find it very interesting that you'll be able to take a new offering, our Premier Access offering, to consumers at the $29.99 price and learn from it and see what happens not only in terms of the uptake of the number of subscribers that we get on the platform, but the actual numbers of transactions on the Disney Plus platform, and we get on that on-demand offering. So what they're saying, now he's almost contradicting himself at this point. So now they want to see how it does as far as upgrading their subscribers and then how many people are going to pay that actual $30 for the movie.
Well, that's the thing too. Like a lot of people that I've heard that have even talked about some like this relatively, they're saying that how much subscribers went up when Disney Plus got Hamilton.
Okay, right.
And that they could have charged for Hamilton.
Yes.
And then they didn't charge for Hamilton, but now they're charging for this. So it makes me think that Disney found out that they lost out on so much money that they could have sold Hamilton on Disney Plus for like something like this, for like $30 or something. And so many people would have gotten it. So now they're trying to capitalize with Mulan.
Right.
Because I know a lot of people are into like want to see this movie.
Right. So so my thought is this, right? This is not a good thing, essentially, but there are, maybe from the initial perspective, I want to say it's not a good thing, right? So let's look at it this way. I want to take it to a little bit, play devil's advocate a little bit here. So going to the movies, right? It costs about $15 a person, would you say? Roughly?
Yeah, like
full price. Let's just say full price. We're arguing full price. $15 a person.
I would say for you and somebody else to go to the movie
like
theater,
$30.
it's like $40 when you get popcorn, soda, and all that.
More than that, man. I want to say it's like, let's say
40
like
to
45 to 50
50
bucks. It probably is $45 to $50. So
I told you not to eat so much popcorn. All right.
Right. So, but that being said, right? So maybe this isn't as terrible as it seems. Right? If I can get for $30, if I can pay $30 in my own home to rent a brand new released movie, maybe that's better than a theater offering to some extent.
I mean, if you're comparing it to just the theater experience right now,
yeah,
that $29 price point.
I mean, right now you have no choice.
Depending on how long you get it for,
yeah,
I think it's a good idea for them to do.
Right.
My worry is what happens with this in the future, and how much it takes out of movie theaters.
Well, this is the whole thing we get into. So I want to talk about from the consumer standpoint before we'll get into the theater standpoint, but the consumer standpoint, right? A family of 4 goes to the movies. Holy crap. Right?
Broke.
Really, I mean, family of 2 and 2 kids, 4 people. That's a lot of money to go to the movies just to see a movie. If you can get it at your house for $30 and enjoy it together, and I'm assuming you'd get it for the day. I doubt you can watch it just once and that's it. You know what I mean? You could stop it, pause it, play it at your leisure. Let's go under the assumption that. I want to go under the assumption that it's that.
Yeah, let's go under the assumption that you get it for 48 hours.
Yeah, let's say it. But
because then you can sit down and watch it, say, and then your whole family can sit down and watch it another time. And then, all right, for $30.
But even overall, you watch it once with your family of 4, you got your money's worth, essentially. If you're comparing it to going to the theater, you got your money's worth, right?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, so that's from the consumer standpoint. Now, should I have to pay a $10 subscription fee and pay for the movie? I don't necessarily believe. I mean, you can make this argument, right? So I pay for cable, and what if I rent something through my cable provider? I pay the price of that movie, which some of them have been. With the current climate going on right now, a lot of movies are about $30 to rent these new releases.
I thought they were 20.
That's why I thought 30. I think
I thought that this. That's why I thought this was very high.
I think King of Staten Island was $20. I believe it was $20 to rent. Okay. So let's say 20 to 30 is about the average. Let's just say around that average. I don't think, but see, the thing is, I pay for cable, but I don't have to rent it through my cable provider. I can rent it through another source. Disney, on the other hand, though, Disney's not giving you from what I gather based on this article and some of the information I was able to gather, you can only rent it through Disney Plus. So it's not a $30 rental. This is a $40 rental with bonuses.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot.
Which is still less than probably going to the movie theater.
Yeah.
But the whole problem, it seems like that price point is too high.
I think 20 would have been more fair.
I think $20 and your subscription I will rent more movies if you charge $20 than if you're charging $30.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like when the movie finally comes out, I know it's like, say it's a month afterwards or 2 months afterwards. I
Yeah.
understand that. But then I buy it on 4K and I
Mm-hmm.
own it. I don't have to keep going, pay $20 a day to watch it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, that's a whole nother conversation, though, about physical media. But talking strictly about new releases for theater versus home, there's a lot of merit to both. I personally, and I don't have any children as of yet, so my perspective is I love going to the movie theater. So my current, view is even when I have kids, I do want to be able to take them to the theater. Will I pay the exorbitant prices? Probably, because I do love the cinema experience. I don't think there's anything wrong with giving people another option necessarily, saying, hey, you can stay home and watch the movie and pay maybe an equal or higher premium to watch it at home. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Another fear for me is, it is bound to happen. We have to be realistic at this point. The theaters are going to end, especially I think this current crisis we're in right now with the pandemic. I think it really is ending that theater experience. I think we're seeing the decline or the almost extinction of it. It's going to be very hard to bounce back from. So I think this new model that Disney's putting out there is likely to be the future. Will we see it with other companies? I wouldn't be surprised. My fear is someone like Netflix putting out something and then doing the same thing. I'm afraid of copycats, right? Because this is setting the whole idea of just you already pay a premium price for a subscription. What's to stop other companies for doing the same thing? Soon we're paying an extra $20 for every movie we want to watch, $20-$30 for every movie. And, where does it end at that point?
Well, that's my other thing too. Like the fact that when you're paying for Netflix too, and if they start adding on more,
Mm-hmm.
Netflix is so much more money too right now
Yeah.
than Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm.
So adding that on top of everything else,
Mm-hmm.
people are just gonna say, "Well, I'm not doing it."
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not gonna keep paying. Like the main reason most people have, like, you want Netflix so you can enjoy shows that they have on there,
Right.
and a lot of people like the new shows that they produce,
Right.
which is what keeps people continuing to pay the each month.
Right. Right.
So if they start adding on certain things, like now you can pay $20 for this movie, yeah, I'm sure there's people out there that will do it.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is, what does it do? How much? When do they stop this? Like
And
then you
that's
don't
what
own
scares me.
anything again.
Yeah. And that's
Just like
yeah.
the one time we were talking about where they pretty much control Netflix and Disney Plus and those.
Right.
They control the movies that you're allowed to watch.
Mm-hmm.
They control the shows that you're allowed to watch.
Right.
If they decide that they want to take The Office off of Netflix, say,
Who's to stop it? Yeah.
who's to stop them? And then you don't have control of that anymore.
Yeah.
So now if they say, we don't want you to ever watch The Office again, then you can't watch The Office anymore on Netflix.
But I think the main thing is, like I said, not even to get to that, that's more of a physical versus digital media thing. This conversation right now, though, is just, the extinction of the movie theater and now paying, becoming a new norm, paying a premium price on top of a service we already pay for. Is that a good thing? Again, has its merits. I think a larger family, this would benefit them. I hope it doesn't end the theater experience. That's what makes me nervous. I think it is on the way out, inevitably. Maybe it can bounce back in some capacity, but I hope it's not the end. But what I really want to know is, I want to know what your people's thoughts at home are. What do you guys think? Are you okay with paying $30 for a rental on top of your $10 subscription plan? Is it for certain movies? Like, is Mulan something you're going to pay $30 for? I mean, I know they said Black Widow's not coming. I might be more inclined to pay $30 for Black Widow than Mulan at that point. Or maybe you're going to sail the high seas and visit our friends on a certain pirate website and entertain that movie that way. Is that something you're more inclined to do now, especially with this? I really want to hear your thoughts. I want you guys to let us know in the comments what you think. Follow us on Twitter at TheReelMovieGuys, where you're watching us on YouTube right now. Let us know what you think. My name's Kevin. This guy over here, he's John. We're the Real Movie Guys. Real guys, real movies, real thoughts. Thanks for joining us for this episode of Real News. We'll catch you next time.
See ya!